All right. Hey guys, welcome back. So last night we were obviously at Schoolhouse in Pittsburgh. We got an opportunity to talk to Katie Dutters there and go on a couple different tours there. Had a great time, but that's in the past. We're all done with Schoolhouse for now. We are here at the Dent Schoolhouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Bud has agreed to sit down with us and answer a couple questions for us. He is one of the co-owners here. An absolutely outstanding human being from the 10 minutes I've got to talk to him already. Very, very cool guy and running a very, very cool operation here. So number one, thank you for taking the time to sit down and talk to us.
Heck yeah, appreciate it.
And before we get into that, what was the name of that actor?
His name was Alex.
Alex. He played Pumpkinhead, as we talked about on our review of the Schoolhouse earlier. Obviously, everybody saw that, watched that already. But Pumpkinhead won Actor of the Year for 2018, which was very impressive for a guy that was just also being a line actor as well. And he's not here, regretfully. He's out partying tonight. But we wanted to present this to Bud, and he'll make sure that it goes and gets to Alex as well. So a big congratulations to him. He did awesome,
appreciate
awesome
that. Heck yeah. Yeah, he'll enjoy that. Cool, thank you.
Very, very well. All right, so we're going to hop right into it. We don't want to take up too much of your time. We've got kind of a big thing going on.
Yeah, no worries.
So approximately from the end of what I guess would be the regular season to the beginning of the next season, how long does it take to set up each hunt? Is this we start on it once the season's over, getting ready for next year? Or?
Yeah, I mean, this year's a little different because A Christmas Nightmare was new to us. So we could start with A Christmas Nightmare. So to get Christmas Nightmare off the ground, we started in July. We started kind of searching around for props and different acquisitions. We were lucky enough to buy out an event center. So that was in the off season. And then we shut down in the first week of November for our Lights Out show at the Dent Schoolhouse. And obviously we take off for Thanksgiving and a couple things, but the crew's been working pretty much for one whole month to change the show over for Christmas Nightmare. And then boom, 2 days, here it is. So the way things will work now moving forward is we'll clean up all the Christmas stuff. That'll probably take us to Christmas and the New Year's, and we'll hopefully take a little bit of a breather. And then we're going to jump right back into it, start planning, doing construction. So unlike some haunts that do take a little bit of time and a little time off, we're lucky enough that once the start of the season, once January hits, that is haunt season.
Awesome.
So yeah, we'll start construction, we'll start designing, we'll start cleaning up and formulating, and then before you know it, it's the haunt season.
Awesome. I guess that leads right into the next question. How different, I mean, this is obviously your first time doing this, how different was it setting up a Christmas haunt versus traditional regular old haunt?
There's still the science of a haunted house. You have to realize, people are coming here because they want to get scared, but they also want to see that blend of Halloween and Christmas.
Yeah.
So we wanted to make sure that there was enough Christmas that you were happy and you had a great experience and it was worth the money, but we still wanted to make sure we didn't lose the spirit of Halloween in getting scared too. So it was the whole, all right, which characters need to go in each scene that are still fun and entertaining but also scary. And then different things too, like our queue line outside. We know that you're going to be waiting in the cold, so you really want to see some fun stuff. So
yes.
We really had to go all out. So once we started decorating, we realized we needed more. So it was all right, cool, we need more lights. We need more decorations on this tree. So it is a little different, but it's still a haunted house. And it was kind of fun because for us it was different. Things could be brighter. They could be more colorful. The characters are even totally different and can even be more comical on some ends.
Nice.
I think a couple guests came through, they're some were really cute, and then all of a sudden they would scare you. So it's almost kind of a really nice blend of oh, look, that elf on the shelf, and all of a sudden the elf on the shelf hops off and is trying to eat you.
Nice.
So yeah, it's kind of
very cool.
Still the same concept, even with a build standpoint, but it was just trying to figure out how much Christmas to puke all over the attraction, and I think we've kind of figured that out. Hopefully.
Very cool. We're excited to see it tonight, man.
Yeah, heck yeah.
We think it's going to be an awesome experience, and like he was talking about with their line interaction, there is nobody, at least that we have seen so far in the industry, that does it better, and you have to absolutely come out here and check it out. It is insane what they number one, just give you with your ticket. The photo opportunities and stuff, it's very, very well done. They have an awesome operation here. Okay, so how often is there a major change for the Dent Schoolhouse? Is it each year it's a whole new experience, or? Yeah,
I mean, we've owned it for 13 years, so it seems like every year we at least do about 1/3 of the attraction every year. And, we wanted to make sure our haunt we weren't known as the haunt that didn't change. Because your guests start to realize that, and then it starts to spread through your reviews and social media, and we're we don't want that. People are paying good money to come to a show. So it's about every year.
Jerks like us talking bad about you.
Right, yeah. I want everyone to, and that's the thing, like, we want everyone to have a good time, and we want to be proud of our product, too. And we're all artists, too, so if we're not doing something like that each year, we're going to probably get bored and fed up and have to move on. So it seems like, yeah, every year we're at least doing about a third of the show. But that can vary in size or what kind of renovations we're going to do. But yeah, there's always something big going on at Dent.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Very cool. I know that 2018 season was just over, but do you know about approximately maybe how many visitors came through for the 2018 season?
Every year we've been lucky enough to see right around 3,000, which is exciting. Christmas has been insane, which has been a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where it's like, we weren't sure. We've seen other haunts doing it, but our hope was to at least see a couple people. And it has been. It's almost like a regular haunt season night, which has been great. So
very cool.
I think that'll help the numbers.
Absolutely. Very cool. So out of the time that you've been here, is there an attraction or a setup that you look back on and you're just like, man, I hated everything about that. I would have never done that one.
It's funny always looking back at the stuff we did when we first came here, because we were really trying to find our place and to find the Dent Schoolhouse's niche. So, our first year, we came as yard haunters into this game.
Okay.
So, we wanted to do everything. So, the Dent Schoolhouse had like a mummy scene, and it had, it had pretty much everything. It was that typical haunt where half of it was starting to become school themed. So, I look back as our first year was like, I'm not ashamed of it, and it wasn't bad, but it's funny, we don't forget our roots, and we don't forget our yard haunt roots either. But I would say our first year, it's like, and then each year, we even look back a couple years too, and it's like, man, that's how we painted that, or that's what we did. It's like, man, things just keep evolving, which is kind of a great thing.
Yeah,
so,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome to always be moving forward with that. So this is a huge operation you got going on here. Already, actors coming in now, everything else. How many people does it take to run an operation of this magnitude?
Sure. A Christmas Nightmare, we shut down Queen City Slaughter Yard, which is behind us, so it's just about the schoolhouse and Christmas.
Okay.
We have usually right around 65 to 70 plus actors for the Christmas show, which is pretty awesome because they're pretty stacked.
Yeah.
We have more queue line out front than ever, just because we know people want to get photos with Krampus, the Grinch, Mrs. Claus.
That's awesome.
The Fall Festival, which is now like our Christmas festival, has a Santa Charlie that you get a photo, and that's included. It's a digital Christmas card.
Awesome.
And then that's not to mention parking, concessions. So for Christmas Nightmare, it's probably around 100, maybe a little bit shy of that. And then during normal season, we're at least at 120 to 150, depending on how things are rolling.
Okay. Makeup and costume, you guys do an excellent job with it from everything that we've seen so far. How long does it take to get into all that from the moment that actors start showing up till showtime?
2 hours.
2 hours. It's awesome.
Which is crazy. So we have 12 makeup artists. We have one costume director and then a couple costume helpers. And we spit them out, put them through the grinder. And that's the biggest thing, is finding that in between of how much time can we do to get a really nice detailed and awesome makeup, at the same time making sure we're not keeping everyone here for 5 hours before we can get the show open.
Awesome. Awesome. Very cool. So just like the one that you didn't really like, out of all the attractions that you've done, all the different setups that you've done, is there one that sets out in your mind and you're just like, that was it?
It's hard because we've done some really neat stuff, but I think one of my favorite setups or scenes that we've ever done, which we currently have now, would probably be the catacombs. Because in the catacombs, we made right around 4,000 skulls by hand. And you can see that in the house, and it's like, they're beautiful. We started at the beginning of the year. It took all year to finish. I mean, it was one of those haunt moments where it's like, the paint is fresh on the walls, and we are opening right now. But it was just, we had so many people involved, and it was so much work, but it was that final product to where you just look around, and it's kind of awing. It was worth all that hard work. And even the audience, you could tell, because there are some times where you put all this effort into a scene and it just falls flat, which happens. It's just with like anything. Or they'll like something else where you thought this is going to be the big hit, and it's like, no, it's this talking bean can monster over here. It's like, no. But luckily the Catacombs has been this scene that's evolving and is becoming a fan favorite. And so it was really worth our time. It was awesome.
The detail, obviously this is the first time that I've ever met this gentleman before. And when we did our review, you guys scored the highest out of all the attractions that we went to this year with your environment. It shows. It just absolutely shows. And every little detail that you guys do in it. It's
Appreciate that,
beautiful,
yeah.
man. Very, very well
We
done.
joke too that if we were to shut down as a haunted house, we could open up as an antique store for a couple years. So everything must go.
All right, very cool. So obviously, legend has it the building's haunted.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any particular areas of the building that staff's just like, yeah, we don't go there by ourselves?
There is, and it kind of evolves throughout the season and the years. Like we're in the bell tower right now. The bell's actually right above us, the working school bell.
Oh, very cool.
So upstairs on the top floor, there's different myths and different things that have happened, but it seems like as you go further, closer to the basement, that's where things kind of get darker and have more legends behind them. There's also where our cafeteria is in the schoolhouse. There is a light orb, and it's not like the dust that you see on cameras, but we've got some weird stuff night vision-wise, but people are starting to see this thing like flying around, so we're having some trouble, some of the actors wanting to stay in a couple of scenes in this area just because this light comes flying through. So nothing's too malicious, you know, no one's ever been hurt by it, but there's definitely, you hear things move. There have been a couple points where people have been touched or pinched, and I promise it's not an HR nightmare, but there's a couple areas too on the first floor where it's like, something's moving, like there's nobody here.
It's so cool that you mentioned that, because one of the things we talked about in our review as well was, especially we specifically mentioned the stairway down to the basement. Like the second you hit there, it's almost just kind of a wave, kind of hit you for a second. It's nothing going on with the haunted house. It's just something different that I haven't felt anywhere else that I've gone to. And I'm not a big believer in ghosts or anything like that, but you definitely feel something there.
Yeah,
and it's very, very cool.
Yeah,
very
we're
cool.
lucky enough that, you know, the half of the ambience is just being at the schoolhouse.
Absolutely.
It's intimidating.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, well, one last question.
Yeah.
We will let you go. Any plans for the future that maybe you'd want to share? Any possibilities of maybe an extreme, more hands-on experience at the Dent House coming around in the future? Anything like that?
Sure. Well, Dent's always trying to evolve, and we're kind of a strange beast because to bring in different elements to the schoolhouse, we need an explanation because we're so to the T on our story. So if I'm going to bring clowns in, my audience wants to know why. I get asked that all the time. So everything has to have the story and relate back without being too far-fetched. We have started dabbling in with a touch pass during our Lights Out show, which has become very popular, and that's kind of our answer. You guys go through. Our answer to extreme, the audience that wants to have that experience to where they're being touched or, you know, kind of breaking that third and fourth wall. I don't know how hardcore we'll ever go to because we still want to include everyone in our environment and we want everyone to experience our show. And I think that's why our touch is for our Lights Out. As for surprises and add-ons, I mean, 2019 is another year.
I got you.
We'll get through Christmas first.
Absolutely.
And then, but we're always trying to think of what we can do better, and we listen to every review, especially on social media. I mean, we read every one of those, so it's like, how can the show get better? And you know, by doing that, I think we have in the past couple of years really, we're trying to give back to what our customers want. So that's the same with this Christmas show. We're like, all right, what do you want changed? What characters do you want to see? What do we got to do next year?
Very cool.
So yeah, we're always changing.
Awesome. Don't let that hands-off policy make you think for half a second that it's not scary, man. There's a porcelain doll room it'll mess with your head for a while, mess with mine.
Yeah.
So thank you, Bud, so much, man. It was a pleasure getting to talk to you for a minute, man.
Heck yeah.
Great operation you got going on here. Can't wait to go through it tonight, man.
Yeah,
We're gonna let you get back to work. This is Haunted Honeymooners. We'll see you all a little later on. Thanks for watching.